I understand that what you are going through, your background, your experience, what you're looking for, everything is a little different. And that some things may work in certain industries and some things may not. Some things you may just feel comfortable with, and some things you just might feel, hey, that's a little out of character for me, or I don't really agree with that. That's okay. I don't expect every single one of you to um, agree with or even use 100% of what I say or recommend today. What I do encourage is that you be open minded to the possibility of doing something different. Because again, I want you to take what works for you, take what you feel you want to try, and then, or what feels natural, and just discard the rest. Okay. Because the fact of the matter is, you're here for a reason, and what you've done up to this point ain't working. So that's why I want to give you something a little different to think about. And you have nothing to lose at this point. I want to talk to you for a second about, why you should listen to me on this. Okay. This is not the ego thing, but I understand I've done enough of these things and attended enough. You're here because you probably saw one of the initial videos that I did on job search and ageism. Very quickly, I've been in this space for a better part of about 30 years. It started out with me writing the very first business book for GenX back in my 20s, back in the 90s, called Job Smarts for 20-somethings. And we were all being branded slackers and such, and we were young, dumb, and bulletproof. I was working in New York City, and I wrote a book that was kind of the antidote to that. And it went on to become a bestseller and led to a career for many, many years of working with some of the top companies in America on how do you hire these folks? And I've created programs for organizations like Southwest Airlines. I've worked with folks like American, Dell, many, many others, Price Waterhouse. And then that led me, and I've written 5 books. I've done all this and other books on careers. I wrote another book called Career Comeback. And that Random House did that. And that was about the emotional side of job loss and rejection. Because you know what? I don't care what you do. If you're blue collar, white collar, how much money you make, your education, we put a lot of our life into what we do as a career. And sometimes whether it's through your own choice, through no fault of your own, whether you're fired, whether you're let go, whatever, it's difficult to come back from that. And so I have that experience. But I think one of the things that's most relevant to right now is that I spent well over a decade, about 15 years as a top executive recruiter and headhunter. I was managing partner at one of the largest search firms in the country. I ran their national practice. I placed primarily senior executives for a large number of years, CEOs, CFOs. But then I started my own firm, and I placed staff positions, entry level positions, and more. I have been in the rooms. I have been in the boardrooms. I've been in the meetings. I've taken the requests. I know how things work through agencies, through in-house recruiters. I know what the hiring manager look for, and I know the dirty bits. And that's probably why you're here, is I'm not going to pull any punches. There's no bullshit here. Okay. Of the things that people are not supposed to say. Here's the deal. Okay. There's a way that things should work and are supposed to be. And then there's the way things really happen. Okay. Guess what, folks? We're not supposed, everybody should floss, should eat their vegetables, and should obey the speed limit. And guess what? They don't. Okay. It's the same way with hiring. Okay. And I had done a lot of coaching for a number of years. Now I run a thing called Advanced Adulting, and I help grown-ass adults navigate midlife and all the issues that impact us. Well, your career is a big one. The punchline on this is several weeks ago, I participated in something on LinkedIn, and it was some of their editors had reached out to myself and several other people of, hey, what are some things that you can tell older job seekers to make it in the market today? And I waited before I chimed in, and I saw the answers, and they were just utter wishful thinking Pollyanna bullshit. That's all there was. Okay. It was well, you should rewrite your resume and emphasize, or update your skills, or emphasize that you are good with working in teams and working with people. And I thought, that's a load of shit. And that sounds great. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that, right? You should update your skills. Okay. Working with other people, it's fantastic things, but there's wishful thinking, and there's how it really works, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay. I'm going to give you a kind of unadulterated view of Ageism, job search, how things work, and give you some creative and pretty bold ways of things to do and to say to make your case as an older employee. Because you know what? Things have changed. Okay. Technology is a huge part of it right now. We're going to talk a little bit about that, but I mean, I don't want to bury the lead on this. You can't beat technology. Okay. You can't beat it. Okay. There's ways to get noticed, but we're going to talk about how you can actually get in front of a human and what to do when you get in front of a human, because that's it. And some of these things, when I put some of these things out there to the folks in LinkedIn, their heads exploded because it's not playing by the rules. And here's the thing. I think that we, in your, whether you're Gen X, whether you're an early boomer or whatever, we're probably one of the last generations to really grow up following the rules. Okay. You do, hey, here's how you do what you're supposed to. You fill out the app, you do online, you do this, and you wait. And we're finding it doesn't work that way. So that's the story. That's where we're at. And I felt compelled to put something together. It's why I did the thing on YouTube, and why we're doing this course now, is to give some people an alternate way of thinking, because it just pained me to see people spinning their wheels with the, oh, well, I'll go rewrite my resume. I'll get this extra certification, and they get nowhere. Okay. There's no guarantee that this will work 100% for you, but it's a different way of thinking and a different way to try it. And I know that it works because I've not only done it, and I've experienced it on both sides. So anyway, that's the story. Let's start with ageism. Okay. We'll get that right out of the way. Does it exist? Yeah, 100%. 100%. Whether it is overt, whether it's hidden, whether it's subtle, whether it's discriminatory. Yep. Should it exist? No. Is it wrong? Absolutely. Is it ever going to change? No, it's not. Is there anything you can do about it? No, not a damn thing. Okay. And that's another one of the things I bag on LinkedIn for, is there's a lot of, virtue signalers there. Well, we should try and embrace each other's and embrace the generations. Look, it's been going on this way for centuries. It's not going to change. When you're young, you think the people ahead of you are old, dumb, need to get out of the way. We were that way. Now that we're that way, it's just never going to change. But what we can do is take control of things. Okay. So the other thing I do want to say about ageism, though, is this, and we'll talk more about this more towards the end of the session, but is it a reflection on you, your abilities, your skills, your experience, or as you as a person? No. Age doesn't have a damn thing to do with it. Because you know what? Where your career is concerned, if you are unqualified, if you can't interview well, if you can't communicate, if you're an a-hole, it just doesn't matter if you're young or old. Age has nothing to do with it. All right. But there are some things that in how people look for employees, people to contribute to their organization. Again, the way it should be, but the way it happens. And it doesn't make it right. And we can sit there and be frustrated by it and hope that it changes, but we're not. So what we can do is go smaller, go micro, and take it upon ourselves to see what works for us. Okay. So we're going to get into some tactics here. Is it my resume or certifications? Even in just the past few days and in putting this together, I would get a lot of comments of, well, I'm updating my resume, or that have questions about their resume, or, hey, I'm trying to get this additional certification and beef up my skills on that. And there's some industries where that is super important. If you're an IT worker, absolutely, you need to stay on top of certain things. But is that going to get you the job? No, not necessarily. I think that people put undue emphasis on an acquisition of skills, or more importantly, the redoing, and they feel that their resume, they put too much emphasis on their resume. Okay. Your resume can't suck, but the biggest thing is your resume and how you do it and how you format it or what you put in it to it means absolutely nothing if it's never seen. And it is rarely seen. That is the problem. Okay. Rarely seen. And in some cases we can do something about that. In some cases, there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Okay. So, a couple of quick things on this. And again, this isn't a resume session, okay? But there are some key things, and as we put as part of this, if you send me your resume, I will look at it. I'll give it a quick once over as a recruiter would and tell you, give you my critique on that, okay? And I'll send you another email about that. But right now, there are so many things. We feel keywords are huge. If you're dealing, let's talk technology and let's talk humans. So with technology, it's being screened by either an applicant tracking system, by AI, or something else. And the applicant tracking systems, and oftentimes, a person will never see it. I've tried with this. I've played this with so many different ways, even with my own resume and putting that out there. I'll apply for something at 2 a.m. I'll get the rejection letter 5 minutes later at 2 a.m. Okay. I'm sorry. What, you mean your crack staff on your HR team looked at it then? No, they didn't. It's because it didn't fit some sort of certain criteria. Can you stack it? Is it a hack to be able to put certain terms and phrases in there? Yeah, there is, but oftentimes there's not a way you're going to get around that. Okay, and sometimes it's done immediately where AI is just or some sort of tracking system is just looking at it, screening it, and kicking it to the curb. Yeah. Other times it's an actual recruiter who they have their job rec and they know what they want, so they put in certain filters, and if it doesn't meet those filters, then it's automatically dismissed as well. Okay, that's it. The other thing with it is sometimes if you're looking at, they are bombarded. We're going to talk about this more in a second about how recruiters work. Okay, and I think understanding this is important. Okay, how recruiters, in-house or agency, how they work. Sometimes they are getting so many resumes that when they find what they want, they're done. They just call it and don't even care. That's it. And now, if I have 200 applicants, I'm not necessarily going through all 200 applicants. I'm just not. Okay. And you're not getting all of the attention. People think that people spend so much time focusing on, wordsmithing things and focusing on how something should look, the phrasing, what to include. And I think that's the problem is your resume is like a first date. Okay? You know what it is? It's like this. If any of you if you're in midlife and you've been on a dating app, okay, you're divorced, you've been on a dating app, it's like the adult version of the ball pit at Chuck E. Cheese. It's kind of gross, but kind of fun at sometimes too. But the problem is it's like a glorified hot or not. Okay. I want you to think about that. Your resume is not going to get you the job. All it is intended to get you to the next round, to get past the door, to get something that's it, to get to the next round and to be seen. All right. Nobody's reading about, the in-depth details on a dating app, and they're not reading in depth on anything on your resume right out of the gate, if a human is even seeing it. Okay. All they're doing is to look to eliminate it. All right. That's the biggest thing right there. Is they're not looking, hey, should I hire this person? They're looking, and I did this. I did this. I have so many resumes here. I'm not looking to see. I'm not looking at the fourth paragraph here or the second page. I'm looking initially. I'm giving it just a first pass to go, okay, who can I weed out? Who's an instant no-go on this thing? And there are certain things that I'm looking for to see if this person's a superstar or worth talking to again. That's it. So, a couple of things with this. I want you to think about front loading the value at of your resume at the top. Okay. That's really it. Front load at the very top in a summary. I don't like the word objective because here's the deal. I don't give a shit about your objective. No recruiter really gives a shit about your objective. Well, I'm seeking a position where I can, make a valuable contribution. I don't care. I'm not being an ass. I'm doing so directly so I can give you the overview of how most people are thinking about this. They don't care what you want out of this. They want to know very quickly, does this person fit? I have a square peg, or square hole. I'm looking for a square peg. That is it, pure and simple. Square peg, square hole. Does it fit? And what can you bring for me on this? What have you done? What have you done that shows me you're a square peg, and how can it benefit me? I'm not interested in what your objectives are or what it can do for you right now. That's first go round, right? That's it. And so sometimes people think they put the good stuff, they put the meat down in the, their job before last is where they put the good stuff, and just never going to get seen. So that's why I say a summary or an executive summary up at top, hey, 20-year veteran in healthcare finance, done this, this, and this, raised this much money, oversaw this, led these teams, done this. And here's the other thing that's a very popular trend now, and I love it. They do this on LinkedIn now, but I'd do it on your resume. If you have experience with a big name company, okay, I'd put it right there. I wouldn't worry about or trust that they're going to make it to the halfway down your resume. I would say, if you worked for PricewaterhouseCoopers, you're a former Amazon person, you worked for Pepsi, whoever. If that's impressive, put it up there right at the beginning. Pepsi alum, okay, that type of thing, because that's really what they're looking for. I want you to think about it like this. I want you to think of Netflix, okay? When you're scrolling through Netflix, we go through this every night. We're looking through Netflix, and what do you want to watch? I look for a picture and a title that's interesting, all right? And then I'll scroll to maybe forget trailers for a second, but I'll look at the picture, and then I'll go to the description, and it's just a 2 or 3 sentence synopsis. Okay, I'll give it a shot. Yeah, what's the worst that we can do? We can turn it off. We can change the channel. That is your attitude with a resume. That's how people are looking at it. Okay? Simple as that. Okay? There's no magic formula. I'll say it again. There's no magic formula for getting past the AI, the applicant tracking systems, LinkedIn, any of that. Okay? And you can't account for a human that who really isn't the actual hiring manager. This is where we're going with this. Okay? Because most of the people who are looking at your resume, who are judging you, who are saying yes or no, they do not even have the power or the authority to say yes. They do have the power authority to say no. Okay? Really important there. And so that's why you're going to want to take it upon yourself to take control. Let me look at these comments for a second here. And yes, folks, I know I'm blowing through this. Yep, we're recording right now. So you'll get the recording later. Okay. So let's talk about, is a human ever going to see it? Yeah. If you make it past that first round, a human will see it. Okay. And in most cases, it's going to be a recruiting or HR person or someone who is assigned to get resumes or look for candidates. Okay. Not often. In some cases, it's the hiring manager, but not always. If it's a posting, pretty rare, unless it's a small company. Okay. Pretty rare that a hiring manager directly will be putting the posting up there and they'll see it immediately. In most cases, it's going to go through a recruiter or someone, a secondary screen, okay, initially. And I want to talk for a second about in-house versus agency, and then hiring managers. Okay. As I said, recruiters, either way, they don't have the power to hire you, but they do have the power to eliminate you very quickly. And that's important to remember for the simple reason that for a lot of us who are older, we have experience that, we talked about that recruiters are looking for a square hole and a square peg. Well, we might be a totally different shape. We could fit, but we may not be that. Our edges may be rounded off a little bit. And so the problem is a lot of times these recruiters, either by virtue of their job, which we'll talk about in a second, or their age or experience or ability or inability, they're not taught to think critically. They don't have the ability, or they're also not incented to think critically or go to bat for you. Okay. Oh, well, you can make your case all you want to Brittany, the 24-year-old recruiter there, who just all she was tasked with was, hey, I've got all these recs here and I need to find these. So I'll put this job up on LinkedIn or Indeed or whatever now to go through these resumes. You can sit there and make your case to her, and it's not going to do a damn bit of good, because she could acknowledge it if she understands it or he understands it, either way. And they don't have the ability or power to be able to go up against that senior VP or EVP or director, whomever, to say, hey, you really need to take a look at John over here. You really do. I think you're missing the boat. I know he didn't quite fit everything, but he's got all this experience. They're not going to do that. They're just not. Okay. What they are going to do is they're looking to call people out, pick 5 or so people, maybe 10, who meet the criteria. They'll call it from there, and then they'll present that to the hiring manager. That's it. And if the hiring manager, this is another thing, hiring managers oftentimes don't know what they want. It's kind of like this. Everybody thinks they're a good athlete, can dance, and is funny, but they're not. Okay. And every hiring manager under the sun thinks well, I'm good with people. I know how to scout talent. I can find people. Horseshit. Okay. You think you do. But basically, I mean, I can't tell you how many executives I've talked to who I say, tell me exactly what you're looking for. Well, I don't know, but I'll know I want to see it. Oh, that's great. Super clairvoyant. Okay. They can't articulate what it is that they really want. And so what happens is a recruiter will put 5 people who kind of meet they check the boxes. Okay. And they put them in there. And let's say the executive who's hiring goes, yeah, I don't like this one. It may have been you. It may have been the person who actually has the most experience, is the most qualified, but there's something that just doesn't quite fit. Or maybe your experience was 2 or 3 jobs ago. And this person's thinking, well, they have it in their mind, well, I'm not going to look at anybody unless it's just recent. Oh, well, that was too long ago. And so they say, no, that recruiter is not going to say, no, I really want you to tap the brakes on this. I really want you to do this. What they're going to do is, oh, it's like shopping. It's like going shopping at the store. Oh, you don't like blue? Well, I've got it in red. I've got it in white. I've got it in yellow. They're not going to make a case for you. Okay. They're not incented. They don't know how. They can't. And they're sure as hell not going to sit there and make that argument. A few will. So yes, this is a blanket indictment, but there are good ones out there. Okay. You have a better chance of an outside third-party agency recruiter making a case for you because why? They're truly incented. They get paid. It's what I did. Okay. And I don't have a horse in this race, and my next job or my future in that company or organization or promotion, it doesn't hinge on, whether or not I piss off the VP. So I can piss off the VP if I'm an outside recruiter, and I can say, no, you really want to talk to John. I'm telling you, you're missing something here. Okay. So your outside recruiters have a little more incentive to fight for you, but at the end of the day, they're not going to die on that hill either. Okay. Because if the hiring manager says, hey, I hear you, Bradley, but you know what? I just don't dig John. It's not what I want. I want something else. Okay, cool. I have 4 or 5 other people in my backup. Okay. You're not the only one. I know that there's no secret to anybody. If it is, it's just how the world works. Any recruiter, in-house or outside, their job is to fill the position, not to get you the job. Pure and simple. Everybody's motivation is and you don't like to hear that. They can be nice. They can be friendly. They can offer some sort of suggestion, but it is all time-based as well. And what I mean by that is, I don't think people understand the sheer volume. And again, I'm bagging on recruiters, but as a former recruiter, but I'll tell you, here's where I'll take up for them. Both in-house and agency recruiters, the amount of workload they have almost prohibits them from doing anything in your favor. And what I mean by that is I know people who have worked for companies in-house, and they'll have anywhere from, having 15 recs at once is low. Usually it's 20, 30, sometimes 50 recs, job recs and openings that they're working at once. Okay. So I just got to fill them, and they're judged on how quickly they fill them, if they fill them. Okay. So it becomes a chop shop. It becomes a numbers game right then and there. Okay. Agency recruiters, it depends on what level you're at, what industry you're at. For more senior levels, like what I was dealing with, I deal with about 12 at a time. Okay. So I'm working 12 different positions at a time, and actively, I'd say probably 6 are in play, at any different stage. So something to think about there. All right. Hey, I hope you're enjoying this and getting something out of it. I'm Bradley Richardson. I'm the creator of Advanced Adulting, where I help grown-ass adults navigate issues around midlife, like job search, career change, and I'm also a 5-time best-selling author, and I've been a headhunter for over 15 years. So I'd like to help you put some of these things into practice. Too many times people go and watch the YouTube videos, or they read books, or they'll look at something on LinkedIn and think, oh, well, it's about redoing my resume. Oh, you don't even know what you don't know. It's so much deeper than that. I'd like to help guide you, be your advisor, and your mentor through this process. So there's information below, an opportunity to work with me for 90 days, putting together a real strategy, a campaign to get you in front of the right people. It involves some sessions with me one-on-one, open access to me for Q&A, and my toolkit that helps you not only research people, how do you find these people, and we're going to make it tailored for you. It's inexpensive. It's 90 days. Your whole life can change real soon. Check it out below. So the Cliff Notes version on this, they specialize too. One other thing, okay? It's kind of like, do you have a friend that's a doctor or lawyer, and someone walks up to them, hey, I know you're a lawyer. I got this business issue. You know, can you help me? Or what do you think about this? And they go, dude, I'm a tax attorney. Hey, I'm a divorce lawyer. I don't know. Or a doctor. You know, hey, what's this on my foot? Oh, well, I'm an OBG. I don't know. Every attorney specializes. Every recruiter specializes as well, be it industry, be it level of position. So find someone who works and focuses on what you do. Okay. That's it. But they're your advocate. The agency people are your advocate as long as you fit. In-house, they're never really your advocate. And that's why you need to be your biggest advocate. Okay. Your biggest advocate. All right. And that's where I want to talk about how you can break the rules. This is the part that is probably, it's so simple. It's going to sound so basic, but it's going to be and feel counterintuitive for a lot of people because we just weren't brought up this way. We probably never done it in our 20 or 30 or 40 years of working. And you might just think, well, that's not how you play the rules. That's gonna work against me and get me in, and I won't get the job that way. Dude, you're not getting the job anyway. You're not getting it anyway. Okay, that's what I want you to understand here. Okay, I advocate doing both. Okay, I advocate doing both. You apply online. You absolutely do. Definitely apply online. Go through the motions, play the game. Who knows? You know, broken clock is right twice a day. And if it works for you, awesome. I know plenty of people who found great jobs through the apps, and that's fantastic. And I've hired people through the apps. Excellent. Okay. But I care about you. We're here to talk about you and what you can do. Okay. And you can't have a lot of faith in waiting on it either. Okay. I mean, one thing I didn't talk about, and I'll probably do a whole session or video on this at some point, is the idea of ghost hiring and pipeline building. Okay. I get the question so much about, well, I applied online on LinkedIn and I'm there and the same job is there. They advertise the same job 6 weeks later, or they told me I'm not a fit, or they told me they found other people. And yet, there's the job is still there. Well, yep, it's pretty shitty, but people put up not fake jobs, but they're jobs that they don't exist yet, or there is not an opening because they're creating a pipeline because they know that, hey, we're going to be hiring somebody next quarter or we're about to get this project. And when we get the green light on that, we're going to need to hire quickly. And so I want to ramp up and have a pipeline of people and know who's in the market. And I can quickly convert that, but there's no job right now. Okay. Really important. It's shitty, but it's really important. Okay. So you can't sit there and think, well, I applied to this and, I'm waiting. You're going to break the rules, and you're going to, where we talked about the recruiters, the people who post, they have the power to say no, but not yet. Yes. You're not going to rely solely on them, but you're also not going to rely on tech. What we're going to do is we're going to work to find the person who can say yes. Okay. Not always easy, not always possible. We're going to take control of doing an end run. Okay. Again, go ahead and apply. Go ahead and do the posting. Do that. And then do this in tandem with it. All right. Let's talk about the easiest, lowest hanging fruit on this right now. Let's say that you see a posting, right, on one of the apps. Let's go with LinkedIn though, because and I understand that it may not apply to everybody, but oftentimes when you go on LinkedIn, you don't have to have premium or anything like that to do this. If you scroll to the bottom of it, they'll say, who's the poster? They'll say, they won't say hiring manager. Remember, it really important. They won't, not hiring manager. There's a huge difference between a person that posts a position and the hiring manager, right? The hiring manager is the one who, stakeholder, whatever euphemism you want, but that's the person who you're going to work for. That's the person who makes the decision. That's the person whose budget this comes out of. That's the person who can say yes. All right. Sometimes it's listed. You can usually tell based on whatever you're looking for, your own industry, because whether it's an executive or director, manager, VP, owner, or whatever. Sometimes it will be the poster, and it will say, "Hey, here's Susie Q. She's XYZ," and give the title. The first thing you're going to do is Susie Q may never have seen it. You may have applied online to Susie Q's posting, but Susie Q has 30 recs she's running simultaneously. She ran a filter and you got squeezed out. AI squeezed it out. Okay. She saw it and saw other people, because you see 100+ people have already applied. So she just never got to yours. All right. But what you're going to do is you are going to look up Susie Q on LinkedIn, and you're going to try and connect with her. And if you can't connect with her, you're going to try and find an email. And I'm about to tell you a secret here that recruiters use, a lot of people use, salespeople use. Okay. One, you may love it or hate it. But Google Chrome. Okay. Start looking at LinkedIn through Chrome. All right. And on Chrome, they have the different extensions that you can get, the add-on extensions. There are probably about 5 different things out there that are different apps and extensions that you can use that will basically cull, scrape, or look for an email address from certain people, sometimes a phone number. Okay. One of them is called Seek Out. All right. And just go down the rabbit hole. There's about 5 of them. Zoom Info, not Zoom like this, but Zoom Info is another one. You can upgrade and get a paid version for it, pretty inexpensively if you want to do them en masse, but usually they'll give you a few credits to do free ones. But do those, okay? And what happens is it'll take a look at someone's profile, and you put it in, you click, and it'll tell you, okay, here's her definite email, or here's a possible email, or here's the email of someone in that company, and then all you have to do is figure it out. So it's like, Bradley at Bradley Richardson, okay? Do that. And then reach them directly. Reach them directly. Okay. That's a big thing right there. That's how you're going to find out. Okay. And that's that's for seeing who is the poster, but also you're going to use that same method to reach out to hiring managers, the people who have the power, directly. Okay. And that's even the bigger use of it. All right. And again, we're playing by different rules here. Just because Susie Q, the junior recruiter, told me no, I don't care. Okay. I would always look at things like this. And again, if this may not fit your personality, I totally understand and respect that. But I tend to be, whether it's because I'm 5th generation Texan or whatever, I don't know. But I tend to be a little bold on stuff. So here's the deal. If one person at a low level told me no, I'm not taking no for an answer yet. Okay. I'm going to go above their head. Why? Because guess what? I've already been flushed down the toilet. Really? Think about that. You've already been rejected by them. Okay. I'm going to go to the person who actually has the power to say yes. Because what can they do? Oh, well, I can't get the job. I didn't get the job anyway. Right? I didn't get it anyway. And the person who actually has the power, who needs me, who needs what I have to offer, who can understand the value I bring, who can value my skills and experience and contribution I can make, they never even knew my name, saw my info. So screw this other person over here. I'm taking things in my own hands, and I'm going to reach out to them directly. That baffles a lot of people. Well, they told me no, I guess. And then what happens is we internalize it. Well, this sucks. They suck. I suck. Oh, dude, you were never even in the game. You were never even in the game. And so we're going to show, by being able to reach out to people directly. Okay. And it could be something as finding out, and your industry. Okay. So every industry is different. What you do, and you know that. I don't. Your world, so to speak. But you know that if you do, this position, and it generally reports to the director of X or the VP of X or the manager of X, you then go on LinkedIn, look up those titles, look up that company, look up those titles, find out who that person is, reach out to them directly, reach out to them via email, reach out to them via site, however you can. Okay. And it could be a number of ways. That's a whole different video, a whole different course and video is on what your messaging is. But it could be, it's very quick. Okay. It is here's who I am. Here's what I have done. I've done for other organizations. I'd like to have a conversation with you. Or, okay. Or it could be, hey, I understand that you all are looking for blah, 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 or you might be in the market for a such and such. Okay. The risk with that, it works, but the risk with that is if someone's just kind of going to blow you up. Yeah. Talk, apply online. Here's the link. Okay. You need to make a compelling case. Okay. And not fluff, not, nothing fluffy. You need to go for the jugular of, hey, I'm a badass. I've been doing this for a long time. Here's what I've got, and I want to do it for you. And here's how I can help you. Okay. You're not looking for a favor. You're like, hey, you're a football team going to the playoffs, and I'm the stud quarterback. Okay. You want to take a look at this free agent here because yours went down. I'm going to take you there. That's the approach. That gets it may. And here's the thing: realistic expectations here, folks. Not everybody's going to respond. Not everybody's going to acknowledge it. Not everybody's going to see it. Some people are going to blow it off. I would expect about a 30 to 40% response or success rate with that. Okay. That's it. So it becomes a numbers play. All right. And it is not a one and done. I think 3 is the magic number. Okay. You don't know if they were in meetings, on vacation, it went to spam, something else happened. Okay. So 3 attempts. Beyond that, it becomes a little stalkerish and spammy. And then I'd back off, wait a while, and approach again. Okay. So yeah, you got to go to that hiring manager directly. Okay. And you're not looking for the job. You're looking to have a conversation to see how you can do something for them. Okay. And, like I said, this is not following the rules at all. It is not what a lot of us think of because, we apply and we wait. You're going to be waiting a while. Do it. Okay. It's like this. You know what? It's the difference between buying a lotto ticket and going, hey, if I win, that's awesome. Versus my retirement plan is I go to the 7-Eleven and pick up lotto tickets every day. Okay. Big difference. Okay. You prepare for both. Okay. But this way, at least you know that you have taken control of it. And when you get somebody too, hey, I don't know, you may not be the right person. Okay. But who would? Who would be the right person? Who would it be smart for me to talk to? All right. Those things. If something's going down in flames, it's only a big loss if you don't learn something from it or don't gain an additional name. Okay. That's it. So what I want to talk about next is let's get in the door. Okay. We're in the door. We got that first phone call. We got an interview. We got a Zoom call. Awesome. A+. Some of you all here on this call, I saw some of your comments to me, and I've seen it, every day on social media. People reach out. Well, I got the interview. I had a conversation with them, talked to the recruiter. It went really well. They said I'm the best candidate. It went fantastically. And then nothing. Or it was, they got back with me and said that, they went a different direction, or, I was a little overqualified, or it wasn't a good fit. Okay. Look, it's the ultimate breakup. I get it. Okay. It's not you. It's me. I mean, it's hard. It is hard to tell someone, and I've done this thousands of times. It is hard to tell someone thanks, but no thanks. No. Okay. Some people, let's talk personally for a second. Then I want to talk about specifically about what you can say. But look, there's a couple of reasons why people don't tell you the truth or tell you everything. Okay. Number one, sometimes people are spineless. Sometimes people, let's talk ghosting first. Okay. Why? Because I'd rather hear a shitty excuse than nothing. Okay. I'd rather hear the worst, the BS thing in the world than just crickets. Okay. But you're going to hear crickets sometimes. Okay. You're going to hear crickets sometimes. And, you can't take that personally. They do that because they're either just overworked, overwhelmed. They just are unprofessional. There's not much you can do about it. I do recommend, since you're, taking control of things and reaching out. Hey, where do we stand on this? If you have not gotten the standard thanks but no thanks, we wish you luck in your search. After a while, I'd reach out to that recruiter directly. Because here's the other thing, and I've hired people this way. Hey, I have so much going on. I'm working so many different recs. I got so many things going on, so many things in process that, you know what? That job search that I'm working on, that's your job search, man, it slowed down and I forgot about it, but I need to pick it up again. And, I've had people who called me up and say, hey, I don't know if you're still working on this. I sent you my resume, but and I'm sure you get hundreds. I don't expect you to remember, but where are you on this? And would you take a look at this? Hey, you know what? Because top of mind awareness, TOMA, that's it. Top of mind awareness is what you want, what you're looking for. Okay. So if then I go to my pile and I pull out Lisa's resume. Shit, Lisa, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. I hadn't had a chance to look at that, or I'd overlooked that. You make a great case. Okay. That's taking control of it. That's taking control of it right there. It's never a no until it's a big no. If it's never even seen, it's not a no. Okay. So, make your case. Now, we talk about getting the interview we're talking about, basically the polite kiss off. All right. Sometimes they do it because they're overwhelmed and they don't see it and they don't know. Sometimes they are just spineless. Okay. Because, well, I don't want to hurt their feelings. I can't really tell them. Okay. I can't really tell them, you know what? You bombed the interview. I'm sorry. You just interviewed horribly. Or you know what? The experience is just wrong. Okay. It's just wrong. Okay. He's really looking for, I would always try and be very honest and upfront with people, even if it was painful. Okay. Now, sometimes it was something that's really bad, or if my hiring manager, I had sat in the rooms. I had people say, I don't want anybody over 35. Okay. I don't want a woman. Literally, I've heard that tons of times. Okay. I mean, shitty stuff. But, you can't sit there and tell a candidate that. You just can't. Okay. But if it's something that they could improve upon or something that they had no control over, really, of course I'm going to try and tell them that. All right. But not everybody does, because I don't want to hurt their feelings. Okay. Weak. And part of it is some people are so scared. We're in such a litigious environment now. Some people are scared that, they are on lockdown and they're going to keep it as generic as possible for fear that someone is going to get their nose bent out of shape and lawyer up. It's just it right there. That's why you don't get direct and honest feedback. More of that from a company than a third-party recruiter. Okay. That's it. So, but in your case, I'm a big fan. If you know that if you get the rejection, we're going to talk about what to do in the interview in a second. Don't worry. But if you get the rejection, I always ask for the feedback. Well, tell me what it was. Well, they were looking for someone with different, what type of experience. See, you don't just accept it on face value. You ask the follow-up. What type of experience that, was I lacking? Okay. You want some sort of concrete thing. You may, again, expect that you might get it 30% of the time, but it's valuable. Someone who is professional enough and can own up and give you constructive feedback, that's a good thing. Okay. That's not hurtful. That's good. Okay. But otherwise, if you just accept it, you learn nothing. Okay. You learn nothing from it. So here's the deal. And again, playing by different rules. We are taught. I'll tell you one thing I was excellent at, am excellent at with as a recruiter. I can prepare someone for an interview. We call it interview prep better than damn near anybody in the business. Okay. Because it is a conversation. You are checking them out as much as they are checking you out. Okay. And too many times, I don't give a damn of what the experience level, age, industry, whatever. Too many times people, oh, well, they're going to ask me the questions, I'll be sure. And here's the deal. Most interviewers suck. Most interviewers are horrible. Okay. well, I'm going to read this list. Tell me, I'm going to ask you these specific questions, or even hiring managers who think they're good at it. They really don't know. So here's the deal. You, and this is bold, okay? But I'm going to give you a series of questions that you need to ask, okay? And you need to ask these inevitably. Every stupid interview, no matter how shitty they are, interviewers are going to go, so thanks, Frank. Do you have any questions? They wait till the end, and you're like, oh, and you ask some stupid question at the end that really has no bearing on anything after you screwed up the interview. Okay. I say you take control and you start asking you start asking certain questions ahead of time. For example, they say, hey, Bradley, thanks for being here, blah, 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 blah. Great. Let me ask you this. Great. And you can say, hey, that's fantastic, because I have some questions, things I'd love to know about you. And you start asking. Okay. I'm going to roll through a few of these. Remember, we're recording this. Okay. We're recording this. Okay. And there are plenty of others, but things I want you to think of. Okay. Hey, tell me, how long has this position been open? Okay. Why is it open? Okay. Why is it open? What happened to the person who was in it before? All right. How urgent is it that you fill this position? Okay. What's your time frame? Well, we're actively recruiting, right? Don't let them give you bullshit. Okay. How urgent is it? Okay. Well, what do you mean? What happens if you don't get it filled in time? Okay. What happens if you don't get it filled? What if this job goes empty for 90 days? What happens if you get the wrong person in this role? Okay. Meaning, like, what are the costs? What are the impact of you not filling this role? Or are you putting the wrong person in on it? Okay. Tell me, because here's the thing, fit is such a word. Fit is such a bullshit euphemism. Hey, tell me, and I'd actually lead with this. Hey, you told me about the position. I saw the rec, the specs on it. Tell me, Joe Bob, what do you think makes a good fit? What's a good fit? I would ask that, the first 5 minutes. Okay. Tell me what you're really looking for. And they'll give you some, well, we're looking for a team player. We're looking for someone who works well, all this bullshit. Okay. Yeah. Look, and I would be direct. Hey, look, I understand. I wouldn't be sitting here in front of you or talking with you right now if I didn't have the skills, if I didn't have the basic levels right there. Okay. This conversation is happening so we can see if we're going to be a good fit and we're going to go to the next level here. But you tell me this, what is it you're really looking for? Okay. And they may give you some specs or some of the bullshit stuff. But then what you're going to do is you go, okay, so tell me what's a good fit. Fit is important. This is particularly for us old people. Fit. Tell me how you define fit. What's a good fit here? Well, again, someone who works well with others. No. I want to know specifically in your culture, in this position, what are you looking for in the right fit? You're the one critiquing this. Tell me what's a good fit. Why you're doing this is a couple of reasons. And I have a ton more things we're going to talk about. But why you're doing that is because I want to hear what you think a good fit is, because hopefully I'm fast enough on my feet so I can then start to talk about in the course of the interview why I'm a good fit. And I'm going to be talking about and tailoring my answers and my skills and my experience to what you have already told me is a good fit. Is that manipulative? You're damn right it is. And that's what we're trying to do here, is so you can make your best case and not just be on autopilot answering what they think. You're taking control of it. Tell me what you think a good fit is. And so later, when we wrap up this interview, right, you're going to ask them, how do you think I'm a fit? See where I'm going with this? Okay. You're teeing them up. You're teeing them up so they can't come back and say, well, you're not a good fit. You told me in the interview I'm a good fit. You told me by everything out there, you're looking for this fit, and here's exactly where I'm at. Okay. That's how you're going to beat ageism on this. All right. Because you're going to get their answers and you're going to tailor everything that you legitimately, truly, that you are. Okay. So here we go. We're going to go some more. What makes a good fit? What's a good fit? Why is it important? What's getting the wrong person? And why I ask, why is it, what the impact of getting the wrong person in there? Well, you might just be overqualified. I'm teeing you up. I am setting you up right there for when you tell me later, well, you might be overqualified. You've got a lot of experience. So you're telling me that this is important. It's an urgent position and it's critical that it be filled, right? So wouldn't you want the person with the most experience in that job? Oh, so there's a risk. There's a risk of it not being filled, of something very, very impactful happening, right? So what if you put a junior person that you need to train and you train them improperly, or they just don't have the skills? You see where I'm going with this? You're front loading everything by finding out exactly what it is so they can't come back later and give you the bullshit. Well, you're a little overqualified. Don't you want the best person? Oh, well, you're not a good fit. You told me I'm a good fit. Okay. So I'm going to roll down a bunch of these questions. Okay. And again, I'm going to be on replay here, but see what fits right for you. But those that I just mentioned are huge that you want to know. Okay. Because what they let you do is make your case, make a good, legitimate argument and business case, and also call bullshit on the other. All right. So here it is. Hey, what makes a good fit? Specifics. Oh, okay. At the end. So do you think I'm a good fit? This is the end. So based on that, based on our conversation, do you think I'd be a good fit here? Well, I can't tell. Okay, because even if they hee-haw around with it, we're gonna come back to that in a second. So why do you think I'd be a good fit? Oh, okay. Well, I think you'd fit in with the team. I think you've got experience, but okay, you hear the good stuff and you go, if they don't, okay, why not? Tell me why you don't think it'd be a good fit. Well, no, tell me. Here's the thing. There's a huge punchline on this. The moment you hang up that phone, the moment you get off that Zoom call, the moment you leave that office, you never have a chance to make your case again. And they are going to make every preconceived notion and assumption about you, and not a damn thing you can do about it. So that is why I say be annoying, be obnoxious, be direct, and make your case right there in that room. Because guess what? You need to fight for yourself like you are the third monkey on Noah's Ark, and it is starting to rain. Okay? Because the moment it's gone, not a damn thing you can do about it. No one's going to make your case but you. All right. So, more questions. Let's see. Oh, okay. Why do you think I'm a good fit? Why not? Oh, here. Well, let's address that. Let's address that right now. Why? Okay. Let me talk about it. Well, I don't, and they may hee-haw around about it. Okay. They may hee-haw around about it. And I think that you talk about it right then and there. Okay, just we talk about it. That is yes, the monkeys. Here's your case. Okay, so I'm going to roll through some more of these. All right. Well, let's address that right now. Okay. What about me do you like? What about me do you like? Okay. What makes you think I'm going to be a good fit here? Okay. Why did you choose to interview me? Okay. Why did you choose to interview me right now, and consider me for this role? What you want is you want them saying the good things about what they like about you and what's positive, right? And basically acknowledging and agreeing that you'd be a good fit, that you fit the role. Okay, that's it. If the other is, hey, what scares you about hiring me? Well, that's a big one, huge. Okay, what scares you about hiring me, or what concerns you? You may have to ask this a couple of different ways and give them some room here, because some people are going to be so weak. They're going to go, well, I don't know. I mean, nothing. I'll have to see. No, this is where you're going to nail it with the ageism thing. Okay. Because here's the thing. All of us know our weaknesses. All of us do. Okay. I would tell people this, that I would put up for positions all the time, whether, I know their weaknesses. I know what their blind spots are. And so anybody else is going to see it too. Remember, the moment you leave, they're thinking it. They're just not saying it. Okay. And someone here said, hey, the interview ends and they said, well, we'll get back to you. Okay. You will not have another chance. Okay. You will not have another chance until it's right there. Okay. So, hey, so if it's starting to wind down, so before we go, let me ask you. So what are your concerns about hiring me? Well, I don't know. We're looking at a lot of candidates. I understand that. But now if they say something, well, it looks like you've had a lot of experience. I don't know if it's going to be a great fit. I don't, you may be overqualified for it. Okay. This is the part that may, freak some of you out, but I'm a giant advocate of it. Okay. Because here's the deal. If you're going to go down because they think you're going to be too much money, too old, too much experience, not fit, you're going to go down anyway. So make your case. All right. So what I would say then is, okay, what scares you or concerns you? If they tell you, fantastic, address it. If they don't, say, well, come on, I'm sure there's something. I'm sure there's something, because otherwise you'd hire me on the spot, wouldn't you? You said I'm a fit. You like what I've got. You got to be making me an offer right now. But if there's something else, let me tell you, I understand that I'm probably older than a lot of the people that you're interviewing right now. Okay. I mean, call it right out there. Okay. I understand that. Um, and they may have brought some of these things up. Oh, what are you looking to make? Okay. Anything. Hey, I understand that what I've made in the past may scare some people. Okay. I understand that people might not think that's good culture fit, or people think I might leave. I understand that. See, what you're doing is you're drawing attention to the thing that could knock you out because guess what? They see it already. Okay. They see it already. And what they're going to do is form their own conclusion. Oh, you know what? God, Lisa was making a shit ton of money before. And I don't, why would she want to step back and take this? Why would she want to take a position that's, she used to be a director and now she's going to be a manager. Why would she want to do that? She's not going to be happy here. She's going to leave. See, they know it. You know it. But then you don't say anything and you get the, hey, thanks, but no thanks. And you're pissed off and knowing, well, they didn't hire me because of this. You're damn right it was. And you could have maybe turned them around, but you didn't take the chance. Okay. So, and they may not tell you, and you may end up walking out with nothing, right? Okay. Like I said, this is not 100% success rate, but you're at least taking control. And so, you ask, because, what scares you? What concerns you? Well, nothing. Oh, well, that's great. Then where's my offer letter? Man, that's my personality. It's like, hey, well, then you should hire me, right? Because it sounds like this is a fit and everything works. Okay. But if there's something you're not telling me, it might be this. Okay. Or if they say one of these things. Hey, when you hear, well, I don't know if it'd be a great fit, or you might not be happy here. Well, we just talked about this a moment ago about what you're looking for a fit, and I said X, Y, and Z. Okay. Oh, well, it might be a step back for you in position. I knew that coming in, I wouldn't be here. Okay. Oh, well, we're looking for someone to really make a career and might stay somewhere. This is a big one. I would look at them straight in the face and go, depending on your level of snarkiness, go, are you kidding? Nobody stays. Really. You're going to hire someone far junior to me and they're going to leave. They're going to leave because at some point they're not moving fast enough. You're not paying them enough, or they want to go sell tacos on, the beach. Everybody leaves. So why are you concerned about if I am not going to make a career here when you know what? You can get the best person for the best job, go faster, further, and better for a period of time. Right? Because everybody's under this illusion now of, oh, well, we want someone who's going to stick. No one's going to stick. That millennial, they're packing ass the moment you look at them wrong. Okay? That's it. Okay? You're overqualified. We're looking for somebody a little bit junior. Mark my words. So you're telling me you don't want the best person with the job. Is that it? So you're telling me you don't want someone who can come in and do that better, more effectively, faster. You're telling me there's a critical position and you don't want that. Okay. So those are different ways to address that. Okay. Other things, why are you looking? Okay. Why are you interested in this position? I'm going to tell you two things not to say. There's no dancing around. I just want to be valuable. I just want to make a contribution. People roll their eyes. It's the biggest load of shit. Whether it's true or not, it may be. I'm not judging you on that. But what recruiters do, they go, oh my God, okay. Hey, look, you know what? I was riffed. My company, my downsized, laid off. My company was purchased. And you know what? Yeah, it's for the money. I want to work. I need to work. Okay. That's it. I'm not ready to retire. That's it. I mean, there's no being honest and direct. Okay. Is the absolute best way to handle that because they're thinking, no one's, it's kind of like LeBron. I'm taking my talents to Miami. Dude, you went for the money. Just say it. Okay. It's all right. I mean, it's okay. People will respect the honesty. Okay. More than some bullshit euphemism because everybody sees through it. Okay. Let's see. So the other thing never to ever, ever say, and the reason is you just come off as old. Okay. I've heard it so many times. When there's not a fit or a stretch, or it's a stretch, well, I'm a really quick learner. I pick up things really fast. Okay. I mean, that just don't. Okay. You might. It's true. It may be very accurate. Okay. But that carries no weight. Okay. It really doesn't. Remember who you're talking to, and are you talking to someone who actually has the power and authority and control to hire you and say yes? Okay. Recognize that. Saying that to a recruiter means nothing. Okay. It's empty. Saying that to, another person. The other thing, I had not put this in my notes, but it's important, is there's an intimidation factor. Okay. Of of us. Okay. Well, we want someone who's a blank slate, who we can teach and train our own way. So they fear that someone who has experience, they're going to come in here knowing it all, doing it a certain way, and they're going to be a pain in the ass. Okay. That's when you can say, look, I understand I have a lot of experience with this, but you know what? I'm not looking for your job. I'm not looking to climb a ladder. I'm not looking for this. Well, it's okay to say that. It is totally okay to say that, because some junior recruiter, even a junior manager, they might be intimidated. They might think, oh God, they know tons more than me. I don't know how I can manage this person. So look, I'm here to make you look good. I'm here to make you look good. That's what I want to do. Okay. If you can make them rest easier, it may not work, but if you can make them rest easier on that's a good thing. Okay. All right. So they also might ask questions like, hey, so how can you handle, are you okay? Are you comfortable? How can you handle working with a younger manager, someone who's a lot younger than you? Okay. People go, well, I can work with all generations. Okay. Just another bullshit answer. You're just saying a rote answer. The best answer on that, though, is look, a good leader is a good leader. That's it. Good leader is a good leader. Good coworkers, good teammates are good teammates. I don't care how old they are. Boom. Shut up. Hard stop. Period. Done. Okay. People talk themselves into a hole. Well, I work with everybody. Look, I follow good leaders, no matter what they are. Okay. That's a big one right there. People overtalk that answer a lot. Okay. Well, you may not have anything in common with them. Maybe not, but we have a job, don't we? Our objective is to X, Y, and Z, whatever you do. Okay. Good ideas come from anywhere. I'd take that approach. Okay. Otherwise, you'll talk yourself into a hole. Okay. So the rejection letter. Okay. If you'd actually had a conversation with somebody, I think it's entirely okay. You may, again, 30% success rate, okay, is your expectation. But I think you make the call to the hiring manager or to the recruiter. Okay. Hey, thanks. I understand. Is there any feedback, or tell me what the issue was? Okay. Tell me what I can improve upon. Again, good ones may say, hey, it was just or hey, they just wanted something. And sometimes it is true. They just want something else. Sometimes a hiring manager just has it in their mind. They only want X, Y, or Z. You didn't fit it. Sometimes, here's the thing. Sometimes it is truly personality. Okay. Oh, well, you didn't want the best person? Nope. I heard CFOs in the healthcare industry. Okay. And I remember vividly, there were two people. I sent in two folks for final interviews, for the CEO role at a big hospital. And the guy who actually had the most experience, okay, the CEO goes, nope, he's out. I go, really? I thought he was fantastic. He goes, yeah. But did you hear the guy laugh? I go, what do you mean? He goes, he laughs like a clown. Okay. I would want to kill this guy in 3 weeks because I cannot survive hearing this guy and working with him all day. Is that right, wrong, good, bad? It just is. Okay. That's where fit is concerned. Okay. Because get fit sometimes is I just get the ick from this person. I just don't like that person. They reminded me of my ex-wife. Sorry, I'm just not going to deal with it. Shitty, but that happens. Okay, you got to remind them from someone from high school. It doesn't matter, and that is not right, but that's how it is. Okay, so sometimes it truly is not a good fit. Okay, but you want to take your best shot. And that's an interview thing. That doesn't matter if you're 24 or 54. Okay. So, but you want to take your best shot at making your case for you, because here's the thing, folks. Nobody upon nobody will toot your horn the loudest or be your biggest advocate, fan, or cheerleader but you. Okay. That's it. And you have a limited window of opportunity to do that. Okay. Now, I want to move to this. And this is just a hard part about our age and the market right now. I know a lot of you want a full-time position. You want to work. Okay. You want to work and you you want to work, you want, financial, you want, all the benefits and beautiful things that come with that. Unfortunately, we're in a weird spot and the economy's in a weird spot, and the workplace in general is changing dramatically, with some jobs being changed and transformed forever because of AI, because of outsourcing, because of everything. And there was just an article that came out recently talking from Korn Ferry, the largest search firm on the planet, talking about how Gen X, are we the new unemployables? How we are kind of sandwiched in this really weird spot now, and how many of us may never, we may have peaked on an income level. We may have peaked on a permanent, employment level. We may never get a full-time job again, or a full-time corporate job, or it may be, look very differently, maybe with a startup or an entrepreneurial endeavor or something like that. Okay. So what I'm saying is, if you're in an interview situation, okay, you can get creative. You may get creative. I'm going to talk about it, drop a few things of being creative with a potential employer, but also being creative for yourselves as well. Okay. And that is, and I know some people don't like doing, I hope you get full-time work with an employer, but be open to the fact that the nature of work now might look like a true gig economy. It might look like you are on a series of contracts, a series of projects, a series of part-timers. Okay. Offer yourself up to that. Okay. Because again, hey, that employer, they're wanting such and such. Let's say that you are talking with a company and they make that case of, oh, we want somebody a little junior, but you know what? Hey, junior may not cut it, or your workload may be so big, or you may have new clients or whatever that, hey, I understand I didn't get the full-time gig, but you want me to come. It's kind of like, I use the sports analogy on this. It's kind of like, again, going to the playoffs. Why right before the playoffs, they have the trade deadline in basketball or football or some things, and they are going to go hire some badass veteran for a short period of time for that season to take them to the playoffs and use their experience. Offer it. Okay. If you don't get the full-time gig, offer it on a contract, consulting, project basis. Okay. Because it's work, and work's work. And that may be what you did. And someone here they prefer contract projects. Look, there's a friend of mine who he made 2.5 times what he did as a corporate employee doing contracts. Okay. His wife didn't like the up and down of it, so he went back and, made 2/3 less as a corporate employee. Bottom line is, I'm here to help you make your case for getting the work that you want. Okay. But the fact of the matter is, we live in a time now where work may look very, very differently. Okay. That's it. And that's a hard one to do, because change sucks. Change is no fun. Okay. But the other is this: multiple revenue streams. Okay. Just open your eyes up to multiple revenue streams, whether it is multiple projects, multiple contracts, or things that are totally different as well. Okay. So that mindset will help you a lot, of understanding that, hey, hopefully it will happen. I'm working and endeavoring for it to happen, but it may not happen. It's unlikely to happen the way that I like or want. If it does, great. But it may not happen how I want. So I'm going to take control. And if you get comfortable with that mindset, then you're going to handle it much better, which comes up to one of the last pieces I want to talk about today, is the mental toll, the rejection piece. Okay. Look, yeah, I told you at the start, I wrote a book called Career Comeback, which talks a lot about the emotional side of it. And I wrote that book largely because I had for a number of years had done things, and I've been an employee. I'd written the books. I'd worked with a number of organizations. I started a business, and that didn't work out. And I found myself in a situation where I had to go get a job. I ended up with the Wall Street Journal. I know You think horrible way to go. It was the worst job I ever had in my life. Hated every single minute of it. Okay. Awful. But the thing was, I had wrapped so much of myself up into finding a job and what it meant to my self-worth and my identity and my self-esteem, and getting told no, or told, oh, well, you've done this, I don't know if you can do that. It can be crippling. I get it. And especially now when it's so impersonal, given, email and the apps and all of that. Here's the one thing I want you to say or to think about. When this happens, your first response, whether it is your second rejection or your 200th rejection, it is perfectly natural. And you should go through the cycle. It's kind of like grief of thinking, this sucks. They suck. Life sucks. I must suck. Okay. I want you to remember, and that's why I want you to go back and play this. Realize that an overwhelming majority of the time, no one even saw your info. Okay. That's a this sucks deal, but it surely does not mean that you suck. And I don't want you to think that. I don't want you to embrace that at all, because it's tough when you think, oh, I got rejected. No, you did not. No one even saw it. Okay. No, it was lost in the fray. Okay. You have a lot to offer. You have a track record of success and offering people something. You now, with these tools, are going to take control of your situation. And not everything works out. Okay. It's like this. I'm a giant race fan. Okay. Yep. Love me some NASCAR. You know what's important? The only lap you need to win, you don't need to lead all the laps in the race. You need to lead the last lap. That's it. You only give a shit about one. Okay. All you're looking for is that one. Okay. So that's something important. So while that is going on, I want you to do other things in your life that bring you value, that you value, that allows you to find value in other things. And I'm not saying, well, you should go volunteer at a soup kitchen. If that's your bag, go for it, baby. But I mean, otherwise, find things you're good at that you can actually take a step back from. Because the other big problem that people have in a situation like this, and I've been there, is you start to discount yourself and you start to lean in harder. Oh man, I got to dig in. I got to go. You either get depressed and eat Cheetos on the couch, or you just start, I got to do more of it. I got to do more of it. Nope. It's a numbers game, but it's not an all at once game. Okay. Keep yourself mentally healthy and start to do things that you value and that your family values, that other people value. Okay. And see your worth. I don't give a shit if it's painting, playing pickleball, starting an Etsy shop. I don't give a shit, but something, okay, that keeps your enthusiasm up. All right. Thank you. Okay. So I'm going to wrap up here. A couple of things. And again, I recorded all this. You'll get this here within 24 hours, probably by tomorrow morning. You'll get the recording of this. So check your email, check your junk folder. Okay. If you don't get it. And then we're going to do the follow-up session next week, where it is Q&A. And I have some of the questions you have here. I encourage you to write me questions, okay, ahead of time, and we'll be able to come on like this, and I'll bring you on, and you can ask questions live as well and ask me anything. Okay, so there's that. In the meantime, though, real quick, and put it in the chat here, for the just few last remaining moments we have. What do you think? What do you think about any of this that I've said? Random, just go, and what are your basic thoughts? What was the biggest eye opener for you of all of this? Or most important thing that you learned? Yeah. It reinforced what you're thinking about doing contract work. Yep. Or to be honest. Yeah. I'm telling you that being direct, man, the only thing worse, more uncomfortable and slimier than finding a job and doing the interviews is dating. It really is, because everybody's faking it. I'm telling you, just cut the shit and get real. Okay. That's it. And again, and I go back to that. If you missed that, I mean, the thing I said, hey, if it's going down in flames, hey, at least learn something. At least learn something to get some value out of this, and at least know that you shot your shot. Okay, that's it. Okay. Yeah, the questions you should ask during the interview and how to respond to some of those questions. That's a big one. Okay. You take some control. You don't let it just be them asking you. Okay. And again, the importance, I want to stress this so much, the importance of asking what they're looking for fit, for the urgency, all of those things at the front, on the front end, so you can direct your answers and then you can hammer it home. Okay. That's it. That's it. And not, hey, look, not all of them are 10s. Nobody bats 1,000 on this. Some of them just not going to work. It's okay. Okay. But again, this whole purpose here, could this apply to anybody? Yeah, sure. But boy, these things of really going outside the lines are critical for people our age. Your 40s. Yeah, 40s. You're old now. Sorry. Your 40s, 50s, and beyond on finding employment. It's critical. Okay. You like how you gave us the wherewithal to be direct in your own questions to the employer. Engagement. Absolutely. That's good. Awesome. Hey, that's it for now. Thank you. I know I'm all talked out, but thank you so much for being here, for your time, for your questions. And again, we're going to come back and I want you to sink in. Thanks a lot, y'all. See ya. Hey, I hope you're enjoying this and getting something out of it. I'm Bradley Richardson. I'm the creator of Advanced Adulting, where I help grown-ass adults navigate issues around midlife, like job search, career change, and I'm also a 5-time best-selling author, and I've been a headhunter for over 15 years. So I'd like to help you put some of these things into practice. Too many times people go and watch the YouTube videos, or they read books, or they'll look at something on LinkedIn and think, oh, it's about redoing my resume. Oh, you don't even know what you don't know. It's so much deeper than that. I'd like to help guide you, be your advisor, and your mentor through this process. So there's information below, an opportunity to work with me for 90 days, putting together a real strategy, a campaign to get you in front of the right people. It involves some sessions with me one-on-one, open access to me for Q&A, and my toolkit that helps you not only research people, how do you find these people, and we're going to make it tailored for you. It's inexpensive. It's 90 days. Your whole life can change real soon. Check it out below.